from games, Brains and a Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for short, and I had the pleasure of speaking with Morte Viene Dallo Spazio, which is Italian for Death Comes from Outer Space. They are a weird and wonderful band whose latest album, Trivial Visions, is packed with captivating strangeness, psychedelic sounds, and, of course, plenty of metal. In this interview, we discuss a number of things, such as life as it currently is for La Morte, the difference between this album and the last, the fascinating use of the Theremin, and where they see themselves going over the next 12 months. And of course, much, much more. It's a packed interview, so sit back and enjoy. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to do this with me. First things first, how are you doing today?
Yeah, we're doing great despite this bad situation, this COVID situation, but yeah, we're fine. Yeah. How are you?
I'm fine, doing well. It's London, it's England, we have our own problems, but that is the world we currently live in, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Talking of which then, how individually, from both of you, the last 12 months obviously been very difficult across the world for many, many different people, no matter what you're doing. How have you personally been holding up over the pandemic?
We live here in Milan, in north of Italy. The situation is pretty bad because we are still under kind of lockdown, so we can neither exit our own city.
Right.
For instance, I can neither reach my parents. We live in another region, not far from here, like 200 kilometers, but I can't visit them. So yeah, it's quite bad. And we can neither gather with the other in the band for rehearsal or for just for playing. So we can just go to work, come back, and get bored. Now we are happy with this album review, so this is a very nice thing, and we are excited for that. But yeah, all the rest is not that good in this period, actually.
The entire period, obviously, you can't help but focus on the negative side of things, but I want to try and turn it to the positive part. And is there anything that you can think of during this period that you can look at and say, you know what, that was a positive experience for the band?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the positive experience was that we could take advantage of this time, this period, for working on the songs. And actually, during the lockdown in March, April of the last year, we were here at home working on the Trivial Vision songs, and we finalized the songs in that period. We mixed them, and we also gave them for the mastering. So it was a good time because we could work on something. We could look forward to something good, to this release. So this was positive because it gave us some goals to look to. So yeah, this is the positive things, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. You're not alone. We speak to many bands who are also releasing albums around this time and worked on it during lockdowns in their countries. And the general consensus seems to be that it allowed you more time to effectively, I guess, make the album the best it could possibly be. Is that the case with you?
And I don't know. We are, concerned about the gigs because we're not able to set up a proper tour right now. So we would like to be able to schedule some gigs for the album release, but it's very hard. We got invited to a festival in Serbia for the beginning of July. But the organizer don't even know if they will be able to to make the festival take place or not. So let's see. We don't even know if we will be able to exit our own country to reach Serbia. So this situation is pretty weird. we're kind of used to it right now, but we're not used to stay away from the stage for such a long time yet. So it's painful for us, because um, we had some goals before. We were used to tour a lot, but also to play during weekends, just here in Italy or in Switzerland, which is quite close to here. We were always touring somehow, and now everything is so difficult, and we can't see the light at the end of this tunnel. So this is very bad. I think that we are all in the same situation, all the bands right now releasing albums, and we didn't even know if releasing an album in March was a good thing or not, but we didn't know when to release it. So if it's not March, when? June, or I don't know, July, September, maybe it will be the same in September. So it's better to release it and to hope the situation to get better. So yeah.
No, absolutely. I think the sooner you get it out now, the better, because things are slowly changing. And can you remember what the last time you played live was?
Yeah, we played, it was the 20th of January 2020. So it was more than 1 year ago. And we played in Genoa, which is here in Italy. It's a city I love because I lived there for 7 years before moving here to Milan. So that was a very nice gig with a lot of friends of mine, and it was kind of a nice party, not only a gig. So we have a positive memory of that night, but sadly it was the last one, and we couldn't know that actually.
Yeah. Of course, yeah, you could never have known, but it just so happens to be the case now. So, the band in general, right? In heavy metal and rock and all the genres that we cover under that window, we love to categorize our bands. We love to say this band is death metal, this band is black metal, and so on, and all that stuff. We love to do that. However, that is very difficult with you guys. Now, imagine I'm somebody who's never heard anything you've ever done, and I ask you, please, in a couple of words, describe what you sound like. What would you say?
That's a mess. I don't know. Come faresti a descrivere? Sorry, I'm asking for help. Come faresti a descrivere in un paio di parole a uno che non ci ha mai ascoltati che genere facciamo? In un paio di parole.
Only two. It's difficult.
Space metal.
Space metal.
Like space metal. I don't know, because we've been influenced by
a lot of genres.
Yeah, many genres, and mainly the first death metal, from the early 90s, like Hetaste and Nocturnus and Pestilence. So for sure, this album is metal. It's a bit of extreme in some way, but it's also psychedelic, I think, a bit spacey. So I think that space metal could be the best description for this kind of music, but I don't know. I can be mistaken.
No, I think it's an incredible description, and take my word for it as a person who isn't in the band but listened to the album. It is extremely eclectic and worth hearing.
Nice. I'm glad you like it.
So, Melissa, you play the keyboards and utilized the theremin. The latter, the theremin, it's one of the more unique instruments that we don't see much, particularly in rock and metal. Can you tell us a little bit about how you learned to play it and how you get the most out of it?
I just started playing it by my own, on my own. So I bought it here in Milan from a person who was selling it like second hand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was just experiencing new things. We wanted to add something different to the sound of the band. I was already playing a lot of keyboards and synthesizer, but we wanted to add something more particular. So I chose this instrument because I found it kind of fascinating, and actually it is. I love to play it, and I can also play it very freely in some songs. So yeah, I don't know, experiencing new things. Each time I'm playing it, so I'm kind of still learning. Every time I play it, I learn something new in the sound. So yeah, it's kind of a magic instrument.
New album, Trivial Visions, March 26, 2021 via Savart Records. Now, in your eyes, how much of a step forward is the new album from 2018's Sky Over Giza?
Mm. The two albums are pretty different one from another. I think there is like something to keep the two albums together. There is something because they're both a bit spacey and cosmic somehow. But the first one was composed very freely. It's the result of kind of jam sessions, because we just entered the recording studio, and we played for 2 days without any previous rehearsal. So we just chose a tonality and a speed, and we started play that way, very freely, without any song structure. And there wasn't any will behind the album to become a proper band, or to go abroad playing, and to reach a lot of people. So it was strange that that album was appreciated by so many people, because we couldn't even expect that while recording it. This album is a bit different, because in these last 3 years we had the chance to, actually 2 years, not the last one, we had the chance to play quite a lot, also abroad, to set up tours, meet a lot of people, make a lot of experiences. So now we have a little bit greater expectation on this album, and we worked on it like a proper album, like every band do, I think. So we composed the songs, we work on the structure, we had rehearsals, and we talked, we worked for the songs to be better, to be exactly like we wanted them to be. So we could say that it's a more mature album than the previous one, but we also love the first one, because thanks to it we are here right now talking. So so yeah, I don't know, they are different, but they are also similar from some points of view.
What changed? Was there like a particular moment where you all got together and said, right, work on the second album is about to start, let's take this more seriously? Was it a conversation, or was it just very natural as you all moved in the same direction?
C'è stato un momento in cui abbiamo detto adesso nasce il nuovo album, o c'è stata una conversazione particolare?
No, cioè, è stato tutto un po' rielaborato strada facendo, cercando di capire che strada, non c'era niente di preparato prima, anche e soprattutto per il sound.
Yeah, I have a short memory, so I have bad to admit. There wasn't a moment in which we gather and we start talking about a new album. We just started, in time to during the time to work on new songs, and we also brought those songs live sometimes. And after that, we went on working on them. So they changed after the gigs, and they improved in time, you know. So they were changing, and finally they reached the form, the structure we like them to have, and we just entered the recording studio for giving them a proper shape. So yeah, that's it. A conversation I can actually recall is when I told the other ones, guys, I'd like to have this album released by Smart Records. And I just text Smart Records, and after a few months they got back saying, hey guys, I love your music, so yeah, let's release this album. And yeah, I couldn't believe it, because it was exactly the label I wanted to release this album. So yeah, I can recall this conversation with the guys, but there wasn't a proper moment in which we chose to start working on the new album, but it just came in a natural way, you know, just having rehearsal and playing a lot live. So
facciamo mai le prove, non live.
yeah, we he's saying, and it's right, that we had more live gigs than rehearsals. So there was a time in which we went abroad for playing a lot, and we hadn't the time for having rehearsals. So the live gig was the rehearsal. And sometime during the gig, something new came up, and we started approaching new songs as well. So yeah, it was fun.
Oh my goodness, it's been an incredible few years then of progression.
Yeah, indeed.
So what about influences then? Because when you read up about you, you can read a lot of interesting things in regards to what inspires your music and the band in general. But one that really jumped out for me and our website and brand is the horror aspect. Can you go in a little bit more depth about that inspiration? What horror and why?
Da cosa siamo stati ispirati?
Beh,
Non solo la musica.
Vabbè, i film.
Yeah.
Il nostro background.
Of course, we have been inspired by several movies, like Our Name, La Morte Viene Dallo Spazio recalls, and we also like you know, Alejandro Jodorowsky films. Like The Holy Mountain was a source of inspiration, and the Italian Mario Bava, I don't know if you know him, it's pretty famous. He made some films like Black Sunday, or Dario Argento as well. So of course, movies are a great source of inspiration. And we also like literature, like science fiction literature, Isaac Asimov, for instance. So I think that our music comes from a lot of different sources of inspiration, both movies and literature, and of course music, because we listen to a lot of music. Yeah.
In the band, do you all have very wide and different tastes when it comes to music, or are you all in sync?
No, we have a lot of different tastes. I am more into metal, like death, black metal. Is also into metal, but is a lot into psychedelic rock as well. About 25 years ago, he founded Jobia, the band Jobia. I don't know if you know this band, which is a lot into psychedelic rock. And the flute player, yeah, listens a lot to the Canterbury scene, you know, that music.
Progressive rock, kraut rock.
Yeah, prog rock, kraut rock. The bass player is quite young as me, but she listened to kind of not new metal, but not that metal I usually listen to, like the 90s metal, but a more modern one. The drummer, the drummer, I don't know. I don't understand what he
Gli
listens
stiamo
to.
facendo ascoltare molto metal, però.
Yeah, we're forcing him, we're making him listen to a lot of metal, but actually is not that much into metal. And we forced him, we obliged him to buy the come si chiama il doppio pedale? The double snare, the double snare.
Pedal. No,
Okay.
snare.
No, not snare. Pedal, double pedal. Sorry.
Or double kick.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, we have very different tastes one from another, but I don't know. I think that is not a limitation, but it's something making the band richer somehow. Yeah.
Of course, all those influences can only ever help you. It just does conjure up an image of a lot of rows over the stereo and who gets to play what.
We usually listen to music together while driving, while on the road.
I remember for the last concert we listened "Bless Are the Sick" of the Morbid Angel when we play in Genoa.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Morbid Angel last time in Genoa. Yeah, a lot of metal because we love metal, and usually I drive a lot, and he also drives a lot, so we are the main drivers along with the drummer sometimes. But the drummer doesn't like to listen a lot of music while driving. We do instead. So we put a lot of death black metal on, or we listen to like new stuff, new music, like an American band, yeah, like Danava, which is a kind of new band we like, or
Mondo Drag,
Mondo Drag. Mm-hmm.
More psychedelic, not stoner, but
yeah. I mean, your tastes and influences are wide and very, very fascinating, as you say, what it means for your sound. Now, obviously, you guys, you're a big name in Europe, inside Italy and other countries on the continent. But this release, are you seeing this as the step to increase your name in, say, places like the UK, where perhaps you're not as well known, or in America?
Yeah, we hope so. We hope that this album will help us to grow, to become more popular, even in those countries where we are not right now. We would like to increase our audience in United Kingdom as well, and also United States. Why not? It would be nice to organize as well a tour in the United States in the future. I would love to do that.
That's the big one, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I see that recently we have lots of listeners in Finland, because of Svart Records, which is in Finland. And yeah, before this release, I couldn't imagine that to have some fans in Finland. I think that most part of our audience right now is here in Italy, maybe because of the name, because it's quite long, and strange to pronunciate, so it can be difficult sometimes abroad to get familiar with it. We have played several times in Germany, and I see that's very difficult for German people to pronunciate it, and they try their best, but it's like La Morte Viene Dallo Spazio or something like that. Very, very strange, weird. So yeah, I don't know. I thought that this was a kind of barrier or something hard to overcome, the name, but I think that right now with this label, with this bars, it could be easier um, to be interesting for more people also abroad. So I hope to be able to come to United Kingdom to play, to set up a tour. We've been there a couple of times.
Before you go then, guys, I wanted to ask you, talk about growing, and we talk about the demands that come with being in a band these days. Social media, this aspect of it, the interaction with fans and the requirement for you guys to regularly post stuff. Do you enjoy that aspect of it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I am the most social person in the band, but actually I'm not that social for the normal standards, you know. Yeah, I like to be active on social medias, but just because I want the band to be known, not because I like to use social medias, but I think that it's useful nowadays to use them just for the name to become more known, more popular.
Yeah.
So yeah, I usually post not a lot, but quite often on Facebook and on Instagram. But I don't find it that fun. I just do it because I think it is good for the band. So yeah, I think we are not that social. Usually gives me some idea for some Instagram story, you know, but
that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is a necessary evil. As you said, you have to do it because you want a band to be big, so you have no choice, basically. Last thing, so new album is the focus right now, March 26th. That's coming up, very exciting times, and all the promotional press that comes with that. Following that, what's something you would like to achieve, hope to achieve in the next 12 months, provided obviously lockdowns ease and we're able to tour and stuff like that?
C'è qualche obiettivo che ci poniamo da raggiungere nei prossimi 12 mesi, a parte i concerti?
Sì, provare adesso a registrare questo brano per la Black Widow a distanza. La prima volta che ci proveremo a fare una canzone senza vederci.
The first goal to achieve actually is to record this song. We have to give this label for the compilation, and we have to do that not meeting, not gathering, you know, because we can't gather, we can meet with the other guys in the band. So we just work here from our place, and they work from their home. So it's kind of strange and unusual for us to be forced to work this way. So this is the first goal. And I think that we should start working on new songs as well for the next album, because we are going to release this one, but I think that we shouldn't wait long for starting working on new songs for the next album, because actually I'm a bit concerned about this album, because I think that we won't be able to tour this year, and maybe just a few next year. So I think that we have to start working on new songs as soon as possible in order to release another album next year, hopefully, or maybe the year after. in order to be able to tour at least for that album. So I hope to be wrong, but just to be sure, it's better to start working. Actually, we already have a couple of songs we're working on. So we just have to finalize them and to go on working with new tracks. So yeah, this is the main goal to achieve, to start working properly on a new album. Yeah.
No, I completely understand what you're saying. And if I could offer some words of comfort in regards to not being able to capitalize on the release, you're not alone. There are hundreds, thousands of bands who've released albums 9 months ago and haven't been able to. And when shows open up, I believe, and I don't know how you feel about it, but I believe when shows are available, audiences are going to come back and it's going to be incredibly busy. The difficulty will be booking shows, I think, because the venues will be packed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm also concerned about the small venues, like our close friends venues, because I think that they are in big troubles right now. And every day I see someone say I'm forced to close, to shut down because I can't go on this way. The state, the country, the government is not helping me at all. So I have to close. I can't do any gig anymore. So I'm just wondering what will we, where we can go after all this. You know, if there still be some venues to play in or not. I mean, the big festivals or the very big venues, I think that they will be there after all these when everything will be over. But the small one or the single promoters and the sound engineer, the light engineers, all these people not working at all right now and for a year right now. I'm just wondering what will happen with them, you know. So yeah, I'm a bit concerned for this, and I think that when it will be possible to play, all the bands will be around, will be willing to play. So it will be hard to get a slot in the festivals too, because I see that many festivals won't take place this year. Yeah, have been postponed to 2022, and they will have the same lineup of last year. Oh, yeah, it's crazy. This is crazy.
No, you're right. There are so many question marks over everything. But what isn't a question mark is you do have a new album out on 26th of March. That is not in question. It is an amazing piece of work. Go check it out. Guys, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?